What is up, YouTube? I'm here with another AMFG, and from now on I'm going to be adding all the AMFGs to this study, which I will link to in the YouTube description, so you can go on LiChess and look at the computer evals yourself and play along with the game. Look at the GM games that I've included that have been played in the same opening. So here we have David. This is a blitz game. He played online. He said he's going to start playing longer games. He did send me one tournament game, but I hope he continues to play longer games. But I'm not one to judge because I also love playing blitz, and blitz is fun. Longer games, you have to get more time. You have to really focus your mind. It's easy to play a bunch of blitz games, but when you're playing a long game online, it's easy to get distracted if your opponent's taking a long time to move, want to check your email, but that's a good exercise in and of itself. So alright, David's playing black. This is cool. It actually has the move times on the bottom and top as well. When you make a study out of your game, it includes that. So I didn't actually just notice that until just now, so maybe we can understand some of the moves here. So I've never seen this move before. I may have seen it once or twice in a blitz game. As I play this way myself as white, but it looks a little strange. It's kind of like that crappy James West version of the Philidor. I forgot, Philidor counter gambit or something. It's like really bad, and it's like plus 1.5 for white in all lines, and he keeps like losing and drawing to 1600s, but he still keeps playing it for some reason. This looks slightly better somehow. Maybe it's not. I don't know, but I wouldn't say this is a really good move. Yeah, I include a couple games, one where white won and one where white lost. But the thing is, if you're going to play something like this, you really have to know it. And here, F takes E shows that you don't know it. And I don't know it, and I'm saying that, which makes me sound like I'm just talking shit. But yeah, generally in these early F pawn pushes, you're already weakening your king side and making a non-developing move. So why are you going to take towards the center and help white develop more? Now you might ask, wait a minute, isn't that the exact same as the Sicilian where we're playing the C pawn and taking the D pawn? Yeah, but the Sicilian is different. You're not weakening your king side. You actually are opening up the diagonal for your queen. And in general, the queen side is much safer to be screwing around with your queen side pawns because look at this square. 1, 2, assuming the knight's at home. It has 4 pieces defending it, whereas this square has 1 piece defending it, the king. And you're opening up this diagonal, especially when the bishop is already here, bearing down on you. You're pretty much never going to castle kingside, unless you can maybe sack a pawn as in the game to make this bishop move. And but if you're going to play this, at least develop as quickly as possible. So F takes E is a mistake. T takes E, knight F6, and knight G5. This is the problem. You're having trouble defending this pawn. Now you got to sack a pawn. So this is kind of like a 2 knights defense, except black has wasted time with F5, which hasn't helped him develop. In fact, it's helped white develop because now the queen and the bishop are out because white just got to play D3 for free. So E takes D, knight A5. So yeah, it might look like a 2 knights defense, but it's like a much worse version. And Engine recommends. Like both players in this game are kind of playing this opening like it's a different opening, the 2 knights, but it's not. So Engine just recommends bring the knight back. Bring the bishop back, and then this this knight is off sides. It has nowhere to go. And yeah, now, yeah, if black ever plays this, white has this good square. Yeah. And white's just a pawn up right now, so very good position for white. This is not bad, but it's just not as good. After C6, D takes C. Black can at least get white's king in the center. Now he plays B takes C, which is correct in the 2 knights defense, but here it's not as good as just taking with a knight. because this knight is offsides, and you want to get it back into play. Whereas taking this way, the bishop can just come back, and yeah, this knight is awkward. This pawn structure is bad, and you're a pawn down. But instead, white counterattacks the knight, and yeah, this is not good because this bishop is really strong, and you want to preserve it. And this knight is really bad, so why would you want to make this trade? Now black at least has the two bishops, and yeah, and white's king is in the center, so black has full compensation according to Stockfish. David kicks the knight away, and now he plays a really odd move, b4. I guess he wants to stop knight c3, but the knight can come this way, and yeah, this maybe he's thinking he's blocking off this bishop, which he is for now because this is defended. But yeah, I just don't know about this. Also, it doesn't address the problem of this pawn, so e4 is recommended. And then here, this, yeah, all of a sudden the pawn on c6 was terrible. Now this pawn is not so bad, and you can put your dark squared bishop on a good diagonal. And yeah, white's position's a little clumsy. This knight is bad. You can pin it. Yeah, as I said before, black has compensation. But b4 is just a little strange, and white immediately played c3. But why not just take this pawn? I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that. Maybe here. Oh yeah, there's an advantage of the king moving because black's king's in the center too. I suppose black could castle with check, but then he would have to worry about this knight fork, and the king's awfully awfully drafty over here on the queen side. So yeah, it's a very awkward position. Let's just look at this line just for fun. Oh, it's not possible because of bishop here. So yeah, very awkward position. If you try to block the check, I assume this is just smashing. So engine move is here. But if you have to play a move like that, yeah, it's not a good sign. White can even take the time to defend this pawn, and yeah, he's got all the threats. So yeah, white should have just taken the pawn. And if he takes the pawn, engine says here. I'd be more inclined to play here, but then I guess black's gaining more time. Yeah, it's saying b8 or here. Oh yeah, you can't come to c7. I'm like, why not c7? You can't come to c7. Be more inclined to come here. But yeah, this is awkward. If here, I assume another check. Yeah, it's an awkward position. So yeah, with all that in mind, you should have played e4 and not this move. Because once the knight takes this pawn, the rook's coming into the center, attacking your king. Your king's, okay, white's king's stuck in the center, but if you're not careful, your king will be too. If not e4, I guess at least probably this is also good. Yeah, definitely not as good as just pushing the pawn though. But okay, b4 was played. c3, yeah, not really as good. And yeah, this is a good move, attacking this weakness. Rook e1 is good, not bothering to defend this pawn, but instead counterattacking. And here David takes, but this lets the knight develop. Better to just take what you're given. And if king e2, at least the rook is blocked here. And if king c2, then you get a check with the bishop. So better just take that. Let's see. David's playing very fast. So this is the time to start pausing. You can bust out the opening quickly. Although this is a weird opening, so I'm not sure I would bust this opening out quickly. Anyway, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop d6. It's a very natural move to defend this pawn. Taking now is probably still good. Now bishop d6. Oops. But instead bishop d6 right now. But white comes in and attacks it. It has to go all the way back. I mean, it would be nice to come to this square, but this bishop is actually pretty annoying over there. Yeah. And yeah, white should get rid of this knight here while he has the chance, but bishop c3 is natural. But now black can castle. I mean, if you kick the knight, what's the follow-up here? Ah, here, here, knight c5, huh? And you're saying that this guy is impossible to defend. Yeah, looks like it's true. f4 is coming, bishop c3 is coming. But instead he goes after the pawn directly, but that gives black a chance to castle. Just knight f6 would be good because, yeah, if knight takes, then the FG pawn takes, and that defends here. David throws in his check, king c2, knight f6, and yeah, put pressure right away is what he should have done. And that allows the king to take and get out of the pin that hurt him later in the game. But instead, yeah, David had set up a trap, and white fell into it, losing the exchange. Engine recommends this crazy line instead of taking the knight and winning the exchange. Recommends knight f5, f3, rook e8, attacking the rook again, and now this knight is pinned. Yeah, but we're not at the exchange, and we're even down a pawn. But I assume we're going to be able to maybe win this knight. But obviously this is super long-winded, so in a practical game, we're already 7 moves deep. So practically speaking, yeah, David's move is much better. Just winning the exchange. And f3 is that bad, huh? I guess this is more aggressive. At least you're getting a rook in the game, and yeah, you're down the exchange, but you have 1, 2 extra pawns, an extra pawn on both sides of the board, and your rook is active, and you have only 2 pawn islands, whereas after f3, now you have 3 pawn islands, and you're only going to be 1 pawn up if David had found rook e8. Little moves like this really win an amazing amount of games, especially blitz games, fast time control games. This is the easiest move in the world to see, and you just have to get used to seeing it. Yeah. If this bishop could move and hit this rook, then okay, you wouldn't be winning a pawn, because then you'd have to move the other rook, and then he could move the pawn forward, maybe. But, I mean, you might think, okay, well, it's 1 pawn, but this is the pawn that won the game for black. Excuse me, for white. Spoiler alert. So, instead David gave this check. The king moves. The king shouldn't have moved. He should have just blocked here. And now this pawn is defensible. But instead he moved his king, and we still have do we still have that move? We still have that move. Rook d2 is even better according to the computer, but I think this is also good. Yeah, we're still winning this pawn. Notice both our rooks and our king are on light squares. That's always a good idea, especially in a fast time control game. So it's actually easier to play against a bishop than a knight in a blitz game generally. So, not to say you should give up both your bishops for knights in the opening or something stupid like that, but yeah, you just have to remember, keep your stuff on light squares if possible. So that would have been good. Instead, David threw this check. He still has a good amount of time. He still has almost half his time on the clock, so he really should have paused. Let's see how quickly he played that check. He played it in half a second. So this is when you take more than half a second to find a move like this. Okay. Yeah, see now this pawn is, you could have just got rid of this guy. Without this pawn, it's really hard to lose for black, and it's really hard to hold for white. But this gives white counterplay. Yeah, I would really want to bring my king up here. And it's not saying it's the best move, but practically speaking, f7, king f7. Okay, you're messing around with checks and stuff, but remember, white wants his king active. White defends the pawn. Black computer wants to play actively with this. You're not worried about here. d7. Wait, no, d7, your other d7. Ah, okay. Okay, black won a pawn, but now white got his rook to the 7th, attacking here, and in some cases here. And this pawn is well defended. Okay, it says equal. Instead, white defends. Okay, this bishop is pins, but I suppose, okay, I suppose black wants to play rook on b takes here and win a pawn, but white could just play queen, king d3. Ah, and then this is, okay, at least he spent some time, but he spent 17 seconds. And you don't want to do this. This is going into a losing endgame. Yeah, g4 is bad. I guess David figures, okay, he's going to win this pawn, and they'll have the outside pass pawn versus the center pawn. But the center pawn is a lot closer than this pawn, and white's king is better than black's. Here's the engine recommendation. Rook f1, just giving up this pawn, or either. I mean, white can only take one of them. And yeah, this pawn is very strong. And black's king is very bad. I could go further, but you can kind of see how, yeah, black's king is just dominated. And white's king can just come here and here, maybe then bring the rook around and block checks from this side. It's very bad. If you want to follow it further, you can click on the link and just look at it yourself. But this would be winning for white. But instead, g4 is a strange move. Okay, and now I've been saying play king f7 for a while now. But yeah, king f7, you got to block this pawn. If rook f1 and your king is hemmed in on g8, that's not good. But yeah, okay, getting your own pawn rolling is still okay, according to the computer, but yeah, I would not want my king stuck here on g8. Yeah, I'm not sure why he moved his rook here. According to the engine, it doesn't really matter that much. It's only a 0.1 difference, but to me this seems much more natural for white. But we're not rooting for white. We're trying to help our friend David. But still, David will be in winning positions like this. Okay, now the king moves in. And yeah, supposedly it's still drawn. But yeah, getting in front of the pawn is key here. It's still drawn. But I would be starting to get nervous here because after this, the check is coming. Can't check the king. Okay, you do have your own pass pawn. Supposedly still dead equal, but okay, I don't really understand rook d3. But now king g6 is just terrible. Like this pawn, you have to block this pawn. What are you doing going over here? You're gonna like try to come and win these guys? Like I don't understand. I'm really bad at drawing circles. And yeah, e6. Now you go back, but it's a little late. Yeah, better to kick the king further away. And now you're just going all the way home. Yeah, next move you can put your rook here, or if he puts his rook there, yeah, you're just gonna queen. He could check, e8, then you're gonna put your king here and queen. So, but this is also, oh wait, oh no, this is not winning. This is not winning because, yeah, because you're gonna win it. You don't want to tick right away, very important, because of this. But you do old check skis first, then force the king to go somewhere. If he goes here, you're getting a check, so no worries about counter checks. If you go here, you're just taking it, and the king is no longer hitting the rook, so you get out of the way and you're winning. Or at least equal. Probably winning because you can get behind a pass pawn. And this is generally winning when you have the outside pass pawn and you're behind it. Okay, instead, this happens. So yeah, David spent a good 12-13 seconds on this, but yeah, just remember this check take technique. Instead here, but now rook f3, back to g6. If you go here, you're getting checkmated right away. And yeah, it's game over. Lasted a few more moves, and that's checkmate. So the moral is play the opening better, and the middle game and the end game. But seriously, the opening was suspect, but then he came back with a nice tactic, but then he gave up the exchange for no reason, and then he got into drawn rook endgame, but then he screwed it up. Also, that rook e1 move later with the bishop and pawn, that happens a lot. Just keep those in mind. You never would have lost if that e-pawn wouldn't have turned into a queen. So, yeah, I'm excited to have these AMFGs a little more organized. I'm going to put them all in here. And I hope David sends me some more games to analyze because I enjoy doing this. And hopefully you enjoy watching and got something out of this video. Thanks for watching. Peace. Get on Uber. The bars are closing. Hopefully I got a nice surge. Have a good night.